Hey, what's up guys? Keebler230 back again, and this time I have another discussion video referring to Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and a what if scenario that I created up in my head, and I thought it was worthy enough to share with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see your support continue. We need some subs and we need some likes, and I definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys. So everybody knows how gobblegums work in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. They are a big help in surviving against a horde of zombies. And in most cases, they are used to fight boss battles with ease. But what if they were turned against you? To help explain this, let's go ahead and go back to Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 had a great zombies mode, introducing new gameplay mechanics and new modes added to the scenes. While the main Easter egg maps are essential, there are also turned and grief modes, besides the usual survival mode. In grief mode, you can actually fight against a whole other team of zombie survivors, and you can actually try to throw them off in order to kill them all, and you become the victor. In order to win, you can use any mechanics that will work best for you and your team that will help them struggle. How does this relate to Call of Duty Black Ops 3 or the gobblegum system? Well, in my what if scenario, I am going to think about reversed gobblegums, evil gobblegums, whatever you may call them. I'm going to call them reverse gobblegums because, well, evil sounds too cliche. How freaking awesome would it be in order to use a reversed gobblegum to actually throw off your opponents? That is, of course, if grief were to reappear, which I kind of want to when I thought of this idea. If grief mode were to exist in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies, I feel like it'd have to be its own tab in the selection of a map. Maybe they can just shorten out some of the Easter egg maps that we've had so far, or make a brand new map, or stick with the entire map because of time limitations. Now, in order to back up what I've been explaining, I'm going to give a few examples of how this could work. Of course, some of them may be originated from the original gobblegums, but it's just a perspective to show you guys how it could work. For example, Phoenix Down. Instead of reviving one of your players with Phoenix up, you can actually bring an opponent down with Phoenix Down. Of course, in order to make it sort of fair, you can't lose your perks if you were to go down randomly. You just go down. You don't lose your perks or your weapons, you just go down. That's how I'd feel it'd work best. So, the opponent chooses a gobblegum, and they get Phoenix Down. So, it randomly selects a player to go down. They don't lose their perks or their weapons, they just go down, and everybody can go revive them just as usual. Now this one would probably have to be a rare one, but I'd probably say Off the House. Usually On the House gives you a perk for you and your team. Now, if this were to be in grief standards, Off the House would actually make either an opponent or the whole team lose one perk. This is why I believe it would be a rare cause. Can you imagine just how evil it'd be just to take away one of the hard-earned perks and possibly one of the worst situations? Imagine losing Jug or Speed Cola or Quick Revive, something that could help you. On the other side, you can do it back to them if you wanted. Another gobblegum I'd have to probably reverse would be Coagulant. Now Coagulant, you would actually have the chance to stay alive longer when you are down so that your teammates have a better chance of reviving you. Now, the way I would have to put this would be blood dilute. Now, the definition of dilute is to make a liquid thinner or weaker. So, with that being said, it actually is the opposite of coagulant, which is to preserve that liquid, which would be blood. Because when you're down, technically you're losing blood. You bleed out, you're dead. So with coagulant, you can absorb it and stay alive longer. With blood dilute, you lose it and you go down quicker. The way it would work is the opponent would grab blood dilute, the gobblegum, they chew it. And for 3 rounds, if one of the opponents gets down, it will trigger blood dilute, which means that they have a faster rate of going down and dying. I'd say this one would be an easy to medium case of getting this gobblegum when you're playing a grief mode. The next one I'd have to say would be always done swiftly. What would this turn into? I believe a certain name of always done sluggish. So the original gobblegum has a description: walk faster when aiming, raise and lower your weapon to aim more quickly. Now, if this were to be reversed, this means that you have a harder time moving and your quick draw is completely reduced, which means you have a harder time to move. This could be an easy chance to throw off your opponents because they will not be running from the zombies as much on high rounds. They would have to either stick in corners or just slowly get caught up by the fast zombies. This is a game changer and could actually attract the fate of either one or the whole team. Okay, so the next gobblegum that I would have is actually one that I have constructed myself. I would say this would be Teddy Has to Go. Now usually when you spin the mystery box, you have the chances of getting the teddy bear, which means Sam will relocate the box. But what if you can trigger that to the other opponent? Now this would be a huge step forward in being a dick. So obviously this would not be a common gobblegum to get. The way this works is the opponent chooses the gobblegum, and then if he wants to, can merely activate it to make the mystery box spawn farther away from the opponents. Now sometimes this can work in favor of the other team who just happens to be near the new mystery box spawn, or it just happens to be a troll when the other team gets a chance of getting a good weapon. In fact, you can actually make the opponent spend 950 points just to get the mystery box and then pull it, and it will automatically assume the teddy bear and flee. Which, hence the words, Teddy Has to Go. Now, of the last 2 gobblegums that I have, the next one I would have to say is a reverse of Temporal Gift. Now, Temporal Gift makes the power-ups last longer for an entire round. If the opponents get a power-up, you can activate this gobblegum and cancel it completely. This would be higher up to medium to actual rare. You can be able to get your own power-ups. However, if the opponent has a gobblegum that can cancel it, you're screwed because your power-up just vanished. Now, the very last gobblegum that I would have to reverse would be Disorderly Combat. This gobblegum gives a random gun to the player every 10 seconds for 5 minutes. Now, how would this work in a grief match? Well, I would actually call it Combat Exchange. If the opponent were to get this gobblegum and chew it, then one player from the other team will actually have their weapon swapped permanently. This way, there is an actual evil effect to the activation of the gobblegum, not just giving them random weapons every so often, because you never know if it could be a good weapon at one point of the match and cost you a failure. But if you swap a weapon permanently, this could be a game changer. This can either help you or destroy you, depending on how good the weapon is you actually swapped out. Now, this is why I'd say it'd probably be a medium. It's not too overpowered to be a rare, but it's not an everyday thing for a common. It's one of those grief decisions that is actually the definitive fate sealer. One wrong move and you could destroy your team's victory. but one great move and you can actually win that victory. It all depends on how you use the gobblegums. So that is what I believe were to be the gobblegums that I think could be examples of what is possible if grief were to return in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. What do you guys think of these gobblegum ideas? And would you even mod them? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Like and share if you want to get the word out just to see what others think as well. I personally say if grief were to return, I'd actually be glad because I like getting a few competitive strategies on zombies and I'd like to share them just like I used to in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I think it'd be a fun alternative to always staying alive and doing the risky Easter eggs and always wasting lots of time and effort. If you got any other gobblegum ideas or what grief could be if it were to return, then go ahead and share it with me, guys. I'm all open. This would actually be a fun idea to explore. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. Hope you subscribe. Thanks.